You may have heard of string theory or the modern theory of dimensions. The thing is, scientists have barely described what these dimensions are whatsoever. They simply think of them as geometrical in nature. But I have realized that dimensions are actually metaphysical in nature because the fourth dimension is time. And so the people nowadays realize that the fourth dimension is time. And so therefore the dimensions are not just geometrical, they're not just geometry, they also have metaphysical properties. And so this is my theory. This is my theory of the 12 dimensions. I'll start off with the basics that are already known by most people. The zeroth dimension is just a point with no measurement. The first dimension is a straight line with infinite points between 2 points that are connected together to form a line. Thus, each time we go up a dimension, it exactly doubles the minimum number of points needed. The second dimension is a square, which has a minimum number of 4 points, which is double the amount of points for a line. A square is 2 lines connected. The third dimension is a cube, which has 2 squares connected together. The second dimension is subphysical, and it's possible that gravity has some first dimensional aspect to it. The third dimension is the physical dimension. The fourth dimension is the dimension of time and energy. Energy is also part of the fourth dimension because energy is always moving, like a tesseract is not a 3D shape. Energy is fourth dimensional. Just like time is fourth dimensional. 2 cubes connected together and overlapping form a fourth dimensional cube known as a tesseract. The hypercubes continue to get more complex, but the fifth dimension is the dimension of possibilities and spirits. On the fifth dimension, there are multiple timelines, and there are different possibilities. It is the dimension of consciousness and senses. The sixth dimension is the dimension of soul and imagination, the psychic dimension, psychic being. The seventh dimension is the dimension of karma and dharma, and that of superegos, the seventh dimension. The eighth dimension is the dimension of the Holy Spirit and universal spirit, primordial spirit. The ninth dimension is the dimension of a super soul, soul of all souls, and Brahman, the universal reality and supreme being of the universe. And the 10th dimension is a dimension of God, the supreme God, and the perfect mirror. The perfect mirror is something I'll describe in another video, but just know that is the 10th dimension. The 10th dimension has an infinite amount of karma for everything. So everything has infinite karma, and therefore everything gets infinite reactions, and therefore everything gets the reaction of God, and God controls everything using this perfect mirror. So anyways, then the nth dimension is a dimension that measures which dimension one is on, and also the infinity dimension. The reason I know that these are the right descriptions of the 12 dimensions is that they all fit together perfectly into a pattern. The pattern is that every third dimension is the universal form of the previous third dimension. For example, the first dimension is just a line connecting 2 points. Then 3 dimensions up is the fourth dimension, which is a timeline connecting 2 3D points. Then 3 more up from 4 is the seventh dimension, which is a karma line connecting 2 souls. So you can see every third dimension is the universal form of the previous third, and that's why they fit together in this pattern. Karma is a universal reaction to any action. Action is fourth dimensional as time and energy. So a universal reaction is karma on the seventh dimension. Then 3 up from 7 is 10, and the 10th dimension is like infinite karma or universal karma. This is the perfect mirror. Also, the fifth dimension is spirit, which comes after energy in order of ancient alchemy. Spirit is more higher dimension than energy. Your mind and your thoughts exist on a higher dimension than just normal physical energy and mass. Also, the third dimension is physical. Then the universal form of a physical object is a soul, because the soul is like an entire universe of physical objects. The entire universe. One soul is like infinite amount of mass, and because it is spiritual mass. And then the universal form of a soul is a super soul, the universal soul of everything, soul of all souls, on the 9th dimension. So again, it's that pattern of every 3 up is the universal form of the previous third. So the dimensions are organized in groups of 3. And those are the 12 dimensions. Then there are also sub-dimensions. You can further divide each dimension up into subcategories. And also there are special dimensions like existence dimension, happiness dimension, goodness dimension. And also there are pseudo dimensions where you could say anything is a dimension, really, because dimension just means measurement of something. So anything could really be a dimension. But those are the main 12 dimensions. And like I said, the way I know that these are the 12 dimensions is because of the way they fit together in this pattern of 3s, groups of 3. So thank you guys very much for watching, and please share this video, like and comment, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you.